All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video as we do an update on all the news in Niner land here on April the 10th, and there's a bunch. First, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. We're also brought to you by Claw Daddy Arcades. They're a great follow on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades for a location near you. They got 3 locations in Southern Cal, plus spots in Fresno and Modesto, and they got a brand new arcade coming to the Bay Area. So Claw Daddy Arcades, a proud sponsor of the Krug Show, and thanks to LearnKey. This video is sponsored by LearnKey's Upskill Academy, an online learning platform designed to get you job ready in 6 months or less. Whether you're interested in IT, cybersecurity, it could be any number of fields. They offer over 30 certification programs to help you take that next step in your professional career. 37 years in business, over 200,000 students they've worked with. They place over 100 students every month in well-paying jobs. LearnKey Upskill Academy. Thanks to them for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show as well. All the links are in the description below for all of our sponsors. All right, let's talk a little bit about what happened today in Ninerland. Number of interesting things. Yesterday was the local pro day, and after just going through, looking at who was there, watching the workouts yesterday, looking at my notes, going through it all today, the guy that I really think might have been the star of the show yesterday was Giles Jackson, a slot receiver from the University of Washington, who really did impress. Very impressive player. 5'9", 181-pound slot receiver from UW, who caught 85 balls this year for 893 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's a burner. He's a 4.3 guy. Now, he ran 4.45 for the stopwatch, but a lot of people say he's a 4.3 guy. He's from Freedom High School in Antioch. And he started off at Michigan, transferred, great kick returner, punt returner, wide receiver, slot receiver. Spent 6 years in college, durable player, 4-star high school recruit, did well in the biggest games this year. In the Sun Bowl, last game of his career, 11 catches for 161 yards and 4 touchdowns in their big win. I think it was over Louisville. And then in the Apple Cup, Washington took on Wazoo, and Giles Jackson, 8 catches for 162 yards and a touchdown. So remember that name, Giles Jackson. He was definitely the star of 49ers local pro day. Niners, according to reports, have met with Kansas cornerback Cobee Bryant on a 30 visit. This is one of my favorite players in the draft. He's a 6-foot corner, about 180 pounds soaking wet. Really, really skinny, but 4-year starter at Kansas, 13 career interceptions. This guy is a dog, just an absolute dog. He's a true alpha. Probably going to be a day 3 pick because he didn't run a great 40 time and he is a little slender. But Cobee Bryant's going to be a damn good NFL corner, and the Niners have scheduled a 30 visit, and he'll be visiting Santa Clara, so that's good news. The Niners are also having a top 30 visit with Georgia Tech tight end Jackson Hawes. Now, this is also a very interesting player. Why? He's a blocker, but he's got good hands. 65%. He was used as an inline blocker last year for G-Tech. He was a 1-year starter at G-Tech. He went to Yale, smart kid, went to Yale, got his degree, 5 years at Yale. Then goes to Georgia Tech to finish up his career, and he played well this year. As I said, they used him 65% as an inline blocker, 28% in the slot. He's really more known as a blocker than a receiver. Big body, wide-bodied guy, 6'5", about 250 some odd pounds. He's a little bit older because he did spend 5 years at Yale and was in college for a while. But I really like this player. I saw this guy make some one-handed catches during some of the practices leading into the All-Star games. They're saying maybe a 5th-round pick, maybe a 6th-round pick. He's a little bit older. He's 24. He's going to be 25 in season, his rookie year, so he's a little bit older. What I love about him, though, you saw Cam Latu could not handle the volume of what he was mentally asked to do inside this Niner offense. You have to be smart to play fullback, tight end, some of these spots in the Niner offense. Why? Because there's lots of shifts, lots of motions. It's a huge playbook, all kinds of formation variation. Shanahan loves to mix it up. You got to be you got to have that mental horsepower. And this guy does. 5 years at Yale, he's plenty smart. This is a really smart guy who's a good inline blocker who's got sticky hands and is got some upside. I love him. I think that's a great. He's also visiting Santa Clara, 6'5", 253. Probably a 5th-round pick, maybe a 6th-round pick. That's going to be a great day 3 draft choice for sure for somebody. Also, Texas A&M defensive end, Shemar Stewart, who may go to the Niners with the 11th pick in round 1. He's got a top 30 visit scheduled with the 49ers as well. 1-year starter, led the Aggies this year with 39 pressures. To me, this is one of the most intriguing players in the draft. This is where you got to lean on Chris Kasarik and Robert Saleh and just say, guys, can you make this guy something? Because Shemar Stewart is as talented as any defensive end in the country. He's got a crazy motor. He plays super hard, and yet he never had more than 1.5 sacks in any season. So he's not a finisher right now. He needs to be coached up, but the tools are there. This guy, he played at like 280 pounds. He's fast as heck, strong as heck, great motor, plays incredibly hard. Was on a line with some other really good players. Maybe that's why his sack numbers are suppressed a little bit. But Shemar Stewart's coming in for a top 30 visit, and that's an interesting guy. He might be one of the most interesting prospects in this entire draft. Congratulations to George Odom and his lovely bride. George got married, it sounds like, in the last couple of days, and man, we were real fired up for George. George is a great dude. Love talking to George. Isaac Guerendo came out today that Isaac Guerendo is working out with both Frank Gore and Jonathan Taylor this offseason. If you said, what's the connection to those guys? Well, obviously, Gore works for the Niners. Jonathan Taylor played at Wisconsin, and before Guerendo finished up at Louisville, he was at Wisconsin, so he probably knows JT from Wisconsin. Big year for Guerendo for sure. Interesting announcement today on another front. Tom Brady's going to be the executive producer on a 4-part 49er docuseries that's going to be put out there by AMC Networks. The premiere date is yet to be announced. It's going to be called Gold Rush. I'm really eager to see it. It's interesting that Brady's the executive producer. I wonder how much of it will be Montana and Young and the old stuff. I'm looking forward to it, man. Any kind of a docuseries on the Niners, I'm all about it. A couple other notes. FS1's host Danny Parkins says the Niners should draft Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty at number 11. Jeanty had 30 touchdowns, 7 yards a carry this year. He's an awesome player. I get what he's saying. I mean, CMC has battled injuries. He only played 4 games this year. You don't know how he's coming back, if he's coming back, and if so, at what level. Jeanty's a great back. Shanahan gets the most out of his backs. I understand the thinking. I don't think I would do it, but it's interesting. And also the 49ers are hosting cornerback Quincy Riley for a 30 visit. Riley played his college ball at Louisville. And the Niners must really like Quincy Riley. Supposedly he's one of the hot names, hot risers as we get closer to the draft. The Niners previously met him in Indianapolis, and now they're bringing him to Santa Clara for another visit. He had 8 interceptions in 3 seasons at the University of Louisville. And the Niners also conducted a virtual visit with the University of Central Florida cornerback B.J. Adams. Adams is a 6'2", 182-pound corner who ran in the 4.5s. I don't think there's any question the 49ers are desperately going to be looking for, I would say, at least 1 corner, possibly 2. If you look at that cornerback job and that cornerback, spot, the 49ers really, they're only really 2 deep at corner. You have Demo Lenore, and then you have Renardo Green, and they're both fantastic. Renardo was fantastic as a rookie, and Demo is one of the best slot corners in the game. But their number 3 corner, with Mooney Ward moving on, is Trey Brown. And Trey Brown's never been a long-term starter. In fact, Trey Brown only played 34% of the snaps last year. So he's your number 3 corner. So as somebody goes 3 wides and you have no injuries, you're going Lenore, Green, and Trey Brown. Darrell Luter is yet to really be able to make a breakthrough. He's there. You got Trey Tomlinson. You got Saron Neal. I think Neal's more of a special teamer. So, I mean, the Niners are really thin on the corner, and that is definitely a need. And just, going through the Warren Sharp article today, there's a great Warren Sharp article on the Niners draft needs. There's no doubt. I mean, he outlines it beautifully. The D-line is the primary need. Primary need. No question about that. That's the primary need. The next need is the offensive line. Niners have to find a starting left guard. They need a swing tackle. They don't have really too many of their linemen signed up into the future. They desperately need some offensive linemen. After that, so O-line, D-line, O-line, probably D-line first, O-line second. What are the needs after that? I would say corner is probably at the top of the list because you only are too deep at corner, and when you run out of corners, you're cooked. They're probably linebacker is going to be a big position of need as well. They only have really too deep at linebacker. You got Fred and you got D Winters, and you signed Luke Gifford as a special teamer, but Bethune and Jalen Graham, I don't think are potential starters. I think they're backups. So you need some potential starters. I would draft 2, 3, 4 linebackers, especially on day 3. It's a great day 3 linebacker draft. I think wide receivers a need. Niners need a wide receiver who's fast and ready to contribute, and they're going to lean heavily on Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall. They're going to need another receiver for sure. And then running back. CMC only played 4 games. He only played 167 snaps. He's had like 4 different years in his career where he's been hurt. You just traded J.P. Mason. Garendo's coming off a year where he had foot, hammy, and MCL injuries. Elijah Mitchell's a chief. I mean, I would say running back. The Niners use 4 running backs almost every year. They need at least 1, I would say 2. So what are the biggest needs on the Niners? I would say D-line 1, O-line 2, and then it's one of those 4. It's either corner, running back, wide receiver, or linebacker. And they really need a number of players from this draft. All right, that's going to do it for our video, for our recap and our update. Thanks to all of you for supporting the Krug Show. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to LearnKey Upskill Academy and Claudaddy Arcades for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.